Let's do another exam paper, and we're doing the CAT or Computer Application Technology Prac exam, paper 1 for grade 12 from November 2017. Just take note that this is an old format. In other words, the marks you'll see there is out of 180. The current format is out of 150. So these questions are a little bit longer, but that's great because it gives us more questions to try out and to practice. So we're going to keep trying out. We're going to look at question 1, which is the word question. Please remember that the data files can be downloaded from the description. You'll see a link where you can download the data files, and you can try it out yourself and then come back and see where you made your mistakes. So let's get into question 1. So here is the scenario. We are dealing with a harvest food festival, and we are going to be looking at a document that we're going to be editing, and I've already opened the document. Here it is, One Harvest. There it is, and let's see what they want us to do. Now the first question, 1.1, follow the instructions to change the cover page so it appears similar to this, and they'll give us more specific stuff over here. So let's have a look. Format the heading Harvest Food Festival as follows. We need to make it into some sort of word art. We can choose which one, and we need to rotate it by 90 degrees. So let's have a look how we can do that. So there's already the part that we want to convert. We want to change that into some sort of word art. So I'm going to click on it. Now it seems like normally when you put in word art, you're inserting it. So I'm first selecting it, then I'm going to click on insert and see what that does. So there we go. There's the word art. So we can choose whichever one we wanted to. They didn't specify which one. So I'm going to click that one, and it will convert that text into some sort of word art. So that's the first thing. Now the second thing is that we must rotate the word art by 90 degrees. So we must rotate that. So let's look. Where can we look at rotating? So here is some sort of, let's look at rotation. It's normally over here. So let's rotate this object by 90 degrees. Now it doesn't specify which one, so we can choose which one we want. So let's do like that. So I think that one looks a bit better. There we go. So there we go. So we've rotated it by 90 degrees. So that's a good start. Very easy start. So let's move further down. 1.1.2. Make the following changes to the picture that's under the text, a feast for the senses. So I think it's this picture over here. So this picture over here. So what do they want me to do? They want me to crop the image to display only the basket with the grapes as shown on the previous page. So we just want the grapes and the basket. And you'll notice that it's like a circle. Do you see that? It's like a little circle over there. And they actually mentioned that they say they apply an oval picture style. So let's first crop out the rest of the image. So let's go. We're going to click on the image, come here to picture format where we get some picture options. And we move across here to crop. So if we click on crop, it creates this option where we can actually crop just the picture end. So I'm going to scroll it down a little bit like that. So we've cropped out just the basket and the grapes. They also mentioned over here that they want me to change the height to exactly 10 and the width to exactly 12. Now, normally when you are changing pictures, it tries to stay within its parameters. So if I change the height, which is that one, to 10, I'll take it away and type in 10, you'll notice it automatically readjusts the width. And if I change this to 12, then it undoes the heights that we've just did. So that's why I'm going to click over here on this dialog pop-up, which allows me to get some more options, which allows me to lock the aspect ratio. At the moment it's locked. We'd want to unlock it, which means I can then set the height to 10 and it won't then change the width to a different value. I'll keep it at 12. It'll distort the image a little bit, but that's what we want, and that's what we want to do over there. And then we must apply an oval picture style or shape of your choice to the picture. So we're looking at a picture style. So let's have a look at the picture style. So here we can see picture styles. Make sure this picture is selected. I'm going to click over here to see what other options we've got. And you'll see there's a couple of oval ones. That's an oval one, and that's also an oval one over there. And that's also one over there. If you look at the diagram, although they specified any one, you'll see that it's a very like blurry one at the round. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to select that one over there, that oval one. That to me seems the closest one that I can find. And that creates that little fuzzy outlook. So let's just double check. We're happy. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Not exactly that, but it's close enough. Got our dimensions correct, and we've got our oval, and we've cropped out just that picture. So there we go. That should be all the marks. Then 1.1.3, find the table with the date and venue and format it as follows. So let's first find it. So let's scroll. There we go. There's the date and the venue. And what do they want me to do? They want to set the default value of the top margin of the table to 0.1 centimeters. So I'm going to click here. We're going to select the table. And when in doubt, I'm going to right click and hopefully there's some table options. So let's go to table properties. We can click over there. And what did they want? They wanted the top cell margin of the table to be 0.1 centimeters. Top cell margin. So let's look over here. So I'm going to click on cell to see if there's anything over there. If there's anything over here about margins. I don't see. Let's click on options over here. And there we go. Cell margins. We're going to click over here. We want the top cell margin to be 0.01. So you can see I unclicked the same as the whole table. We went and we said that the default value of the top cell margin on the table is 0.1 centimeters. So there we go. That's how we do that. So I'm going to click OK and click OK. So there we go. It's spaced it out a little bit more. And then we want to display no cell borders. We don't want any of the borders to be displayed. So when I select that, let's look at the options over here. There's borders over there. I'm going to click on borders and I'm going to say no borders, please. And there we go. So they are technically still there. We can still view them or move them if we need to, but they are not visible when we print them or view them. So there we go. Okay, so let's move on. 1.2, insert a page break before the heading general overview. So if I scroll, there's general overview. So before it, we can insert a page break. So you can either come here and insert a break over there, a page break, or you can come here to layout and there's breaks over there as well. So I'm going to put in a page break. It doesn't really matter which one we use. So there we go. That's a page break. That's an easy one mark. The display 1 and display 2 styles appear in the document. Remove the display 1 style so that it's not part of the quick style gallery. So we want to remove display 1. So if I come over here, you'll see if we come back to home, here are all the different styles. And there's display 1. We want to remove it. So I'm going to right click on it and see what options are available. Remove from style gallery. So if I click on that, there we go. So now it's not there anymore. So that was quite easy as well. Easy one mark. And then modify display 2 style as follows. So we're going to modify this. So let's come back here, right click on display 2, and we're going to modify. So let's see what they want me to do. So there are 4 things they want us to do to display 2. They want us to add a numbering in the format of 1 dot 2 dot. So that's a numbering. They want to add any border around the text and then decrease the indent of the text so that it's aligned to the left margin. Align it to the left margin, which probably means it must be 0. So it must be right against the edge. And then we must update all text currently formatted. Okay, so those are the 4 things we need. So we're going to come over here. Let's see what options. Now, numbering, I don't see anything about numbering over here. So I always come here to format to see if there's options over here. Oh, there's numbering. I click on numbering and see what options they give me. Okay, so they want, if you remember correctly, 1 dot 2 dot, and you can see there it is. We can define a new one if it's not there, but that's the one that we want. I'm going to click on that one. That's the one I want, please. Thank you. Click OK. So we've got numbering. You'll notice that it's been added to this list over here. You can see here, there's the level, different numbering styles. So there we go. We've got added numbering. Then we want to add any border around the text. So if I come, there's nothing here about borders that I can see. So let's come here. See, ooh, there's border. So I'm going to say any border. So I'm just put a box border around the text. So there we go. We're happy with that. Let's go OK. Okay. So any border around the text, and decrease the indent of the text so it is aligned to the left. So the indent of the text, that's a paragraph setting. So if I come over here, we're going to go to paragraph and we want the indentation, the left indentation. If you see there, decrease the indent of the text so that it's aligned to the left margin. So the left indent should be probably 0 if we want to write by the margin. So let's make it a 0. I'm going to click OK. And then we want to make sure that it updates all text currently formatted. In other words, there's an option over here to automatically update. So we want to click on that to make sure that it automatically updates all of them. So all of the display 2s will automatically look like this now. So let's click OK. Okay, so if we scroll down, there we go. You can see some of these have already changed to that formatting. Okay, so that's great. Easy. Let's move on to the next question. 1.4. Find the text gourmet lane, open bracket, close bracket, on the second page. So let's find it. Oh, well, I'm right there. There we go. That's exactly where we want. You'll notice they highlight the words to make it easier to find. That's also useful. And create a cross-reference to figure 3 gourmet meals to appear within the brackets. So we want a cross-reference to appear within the brackets. So I'm going to click in the brackets and see what happens. And we want to insert a cross-reference. Cross-reference sounds something to do with references. So if I click on references, and we want a cross-reference. And if I move across here, there's a cross-reference. So I'm going to click on cross-reference, see what it gives me. And they said they want a cross-reference to figure 3 gourmet meals. So is that one of the options? Figure 3. No, there's none of those options there. So maybe it's not a item. Maybe it is an a figure. So let's click on figure. There we go. So now we've got our figure options, and there's figure 3 gourmet meals. There we go. So that's a little bit better to apply within the brackets. So let's go have a look. So let's click on insert, and then I'm going to click close, and there we go. You can see there is the cross-reference now. So if I press control and I click on it, it'll jump to that figure. So just remember, when you are doing the cross-reference, just to recap, if we were doing it, you can go to other reference types. If it doesn't have the particular heading or numbered item, you can go to other types. Okay, so I'm just going to cancel that. So there we go. That's that question done. Then find the word explore, which I think was highlighted over there. There we go in purple. So we want to change the word's language, just that word's language, to English South African. So if I come over here, double click on explore, and that sounds like it's something to do with a review. I think language and error checking, that's all done under review. There we go. There's language. So we're going to click on review, and we want to set the proofing language, choose the language of the selected. Yes, that's what I want. And you'll see it's set to United States English, and we want South African English, but we only want it to the selected text, please. So make sure that it's a selected text and click OK. And there we go. So then let's move on to 1.6. We're making progress here. 6 marks. This is a big one. Find the text under festival opening times. So there we go. There's festival opening times. There we go. Note the tab settings and tab positioning and the format of the text using the tabs as shown below. So they give me the ruler over here as a guide. You see it. So at 2, that looks like a left tab. And then over here, we've got a right tab. And you can see there it's lined on the left, and there it's lined on the right. But you'll notice that there's a leader, a straightforward leader. First of all, we want to select the text. That's the first step. Select the text. Now, I've got my ruler already visible. If it's not, you can click on view and then select ruler to see it. And I can see over there is a left, and I can click on there on 2 centimeters to make the left tab. And then we want to have a right tab at 10 centimeters. So I'm going to click on it again. Now it's a center tab. Click on it one more time. Now it's a right tab. Now I can move to 10 and click over there to do the tab. I can also just double click on the tab to go to the tab settings, and there you can see it's 10 and 2. Or you can come here to paragraph. That's the other place. You come here to paragraph. There's a dialog popper. There you can see tabs, and there you can see. But remember, make sure you select the text that you want to set that to. So we want 2 and 10, but we want a leader. So if I put the leader on 10 centimeters and we want a straight line like that, let's see what happens if I click set and click OK. So now I've set the tabs at the positions. I've set their particular. Let's see, when I press tab, if I press tab now, Friday moves to 2, and then there's the leader, and that now sets to 10. And if I press tab over there, there we go. It's making the settings. There we go. And there we go. So there we go. It all looks nice and lined. You can see if this wasn't close together, I could press a tab, and then it makes the leader. So the leader is always applied to where it ends. So whatever's before it is what we applied the leader to. So we applied it to the 10. So before it must be a straight line. And we've set it at the right position. So 6 marks. So I think it's the different tab. There's 2 at the positions. That's 2. The leader, that's probably another one. And then actually applying them to the lines would probably be at the 6th mark. I think so. That's how they get 6 marks. So let's go look at the next one. 1.7. Find the text Kutsenberg below the heading 4. Let's go scroll down. Do we see Kutsenberg? There we go. Like it's at the line. There we go. Heading 4. Okay, it should be heading 5. I don't know why it says that, but that's fine. Gourmet Lane, and do the following. Insert a citation next to this text after the book source Jen Ward. So next to it, must say Kutsenberg, a tourist site. So that's the book source, but we mustn't display the here. I'm assuming they've already added those sources. So if I come here, so at the end of it, so they say, insert next to this text. So next to the text, so right over there, next to the text over there, we are going to put in a citation. So that's references. So we're going to go, there's citation. And you'll notice if I click on those options, there's a whole bunch of ones that are already done. And we want, which one did they say? I think it's that last one. Jen Ward, Kutsenberg, a tourist site. I click at my options. There we go. It's that one over there. So we're going to insert it. So it inserts it as a citation. There we go. That's great. But remember, they said they did not want the here to be displayed. So I'm going to right click on this and see what options. Oh, there we go. We've got some options there. We can edit the citation, or we can edit the source. I don't want to edit the source. I want to just edit that it displays it without it. So let's click on that. And suppress means to not display. So we do not want the here. If we want to add pages, we could, but we don't want to. We want to suppress the here. mention the year, please. Click OK, and there we go. The reason why this I think is a 5 is I think when we change the heading display to, I think we accidentally made this into a heading. So I'm actually going to click on this and make this normal, and then I think that will undo all of the changes. So therefore Gourmet Lane's back to a 4. I think that's why I had a 5 there instead. So there we go. We've done that 1.7. Fantastic. 1.8. The entry jumping castles for the picture below subheading 7 does not appear in the table of figures on the last page. So this does not appear. Make the necessary change to ensure that the reference to the picture will be included in the table when it is updated. Okay, so let's first go find the entry for the picture below jumping castles. So let's go. We're going to go down. I'm assuming that's the jumping castle. There's no other picture. Okay, you'll see there, table figures. There's no mention of that figure. So we click there. What do they say? Make the necessary change to ensure that the reference of the picture will be included. So is there a caption for that picture? So let's come to the image. Let's click on the image. We're going to come to references, and we know we're going to insert a caption. So let's give it a caption, and it is a figure, and we wanted the text jumping castles. So I'm just going to copy that text so I can spell it exactly like it is. So we want figure 6. We want to paste in the text there. Jumping castles, and we want it to that picture. I'm going to click OK. So now we have a caption for that picture, and then it says there update the table of figures on the last page. If I right click on the table of figures, and then I'm going to update to the field, and we want to not just update the entire table, please. Let's see. There we go, and it's added jumping castles to the list. So there we go. So we've updated it. So there we can see that it's now there. Thank you. So there we go. So we added it. There we go. And now 1.9, insert an automatically generated bibliography on the last page below the text bibliography. The bibliography should appear in APA style. Let's go have a look. So under the bibliography, you want to come here. We still add references. At the moment, you see Harvard is selected, but we're going to select APA. That's my APA style. And we're going to, just on the last page, insert one. So let's go insert one. So we're going to insert a bibliography. So there's bibliography, and we can select one. I'm just click the first one. Boom, there we go. So there's my bibliography. Okay, I'm not going to stress too much about the fact that there's 2 headings because they didn't say anything about deleting a heading or making one heading. So I'm going to leave it like it is. Don't do anything beyond what they ask. Format the page numbering in the document as follows. Do not display a page number on the first page. In section 2, on the last page of the document, change the numbering format to a Roman numeral format and start the numbering from R, and keep the style of the page number with the R the same as the style of the previous page as shown below. So it looks something like that. That's the style. So let's go to the document. Now, first of all, I don't like to do stuff on the first page. So if I double click, if you go right to the front page, you'll see that there is a number there. So I don't like to edit that. So I'm going to double click over here on the page numbers, on the footer over here, so I can access the page numbering system. And you can see there's page number, and we want a different first page. So I'm going to click on different first page. And by doing that, you see nothing's changed here. But if I scroll up, you'll see that the first page number has disappeared, which is what they want. Do not display on the first page. So I didn't do that on the first page. I did it on the second page, so that it kept it there and just removed the first page. That's the first thing. And then in section 2, on the last page of the document, so let's go down to section 2. So we're still in section 1. Let's go all the way down to the last page, and you'll see here we are in section 2. That's section 1. Yeah, we are in section 2. They said in section 2, you'll see over here, we want to change this numbering format where it's so Roman numerals, and keep the style the same. And there I can see the page numbering. And so when I click here, I've also got access to the header and the footer options over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the page number, and there's page number. I want to actually change the format of it. Now, there's a couple things we need to do. So let's remember, we want it to have a Roman numeral format. It must start at R on that last page. It mustn't be the Roman numeral 6. Keep the style of the page number as the same as the style, but we don't want the previous ones to change. So it must still look like that. Keep the style the same. So only this last page must be in that particular Roman numerals, if I'm interpreting it correctly. So let's have a look. So I've double clicked on it. I'm going to come here to format the page numbers. So I'm going to click on format page numbers, and we want to make it Roman numerals, small letter Roman numerals, and we want to start at the letter R. Okay, that's great. I'm going to click OK. It moved it to that side we go. But when I click on it, I want you just to take note. I'm just clicking on just the actual page number. You see there that link to previous. If I unlink it, at the moment it's changing that to a 5. So if I click on this one and I unlink it, then the previous one If I click away, maybe it'll change. There we go. It's gone back to 5. So if I come back here, you see this is now separate from that section. Because it's a section break, they can be treated as different sections. And that unlink means that the previous ones won't be changed to Roman numeral, but this one will. So there we go. So it's kept its style. It's still the same style as that. I know it's moved to that side. I don't think that's too much of a problem. I think because we've made it the number 1i, I think that's why it's moved to that side, because it was a 6. But there we go. Odd numbers on this side and even numbers on that side. So it's kept its style, which is what we want. We just wanted to make sure that the numbering started at 1. So there we go. I think that's done. I think that's the whole of the question. If I look correct, there we go. Make sure that you've saved regularly in between. I haven't been doing that, but make sure that you save regularly in between. And now let's move on to the second word question. Make sure that you check out that video description to get links to the other video questions as well as to the data files. And make sure that you go to our YouTube channel, click on that subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment so that you get other exam papers. And remember, don't do it the long way, do it the Mr. Long way.